Hey, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Hello, good evening. You can hear me? Yes. Okay. So we were discussing about nutrition in animals, right? So last class we were discussing about nutrition in animals.
Yes.
So we have discussed about what are carnivores, right? So just a second now. Just open the notes. Right. So as animals, they cannot depend on, okay, they cannot prepare their own food. So they depend on plants. Okay. They depend on some plants. So some animals depend on animals. Okay. For their food. So based upon that, we have seen what are carnivores, what are herbivores, what are carnivores, and what are omnivores animals, right? Then after that, we have discussed about what is heterotropic nutrition in animals, right? So in that, heterotropic nutrition. Okay, so animals generally what? So you know that they take solid or liquid food, okay, which contains some complex nutrients. Okay, so these nutrients they cannot be used directly by animals. So what these nutrients, what they do, they break down them, right? So the nutrients are broken down into simpler substances so that the body of the okay living being or maybe the animal, it get absorbed, so the living so the body can absorb the nutrients well. Okay, so whatever the unabsorbed material is there, okay, or the food is there, it will be removed by the body as a waste. So whatever is required by the body, it is absorbed. Okay, it is absorbed, and whatever is unwanted food, so that is thrown out, okay, from the body as the waste. So this process, okay, so the mode of nutrition in which the food is taken into the body and broken down into simpler substances, okay, simpler substances, it is called as what? It is called as holozoic nutrition. Okay, it is called as holozoic nutrition. So holozoic nutrition is what? It is a type of feeding where organism they ingest means what? You have it, okay, you eat, so you take it, so you ingest the food, solid food, and digest it internally. So once you chew the food, okay, so you do just the chewing business. So rest all our digestive system, so that they will take care of that. So internally, so it gets digested internally, and then it is so the body it absorbs the nutrients which is required for the energy. So the word holozoic, okay, so the word holozoic, it is made from two words. Holo means whole, okay, and zoikois means animals, okay, and literally which means animals which eat their whole food, right? So this is the meaning of holozoic. Fine. This we have discussed last time, but just will revise once. So holozoic nutrition. So what it is a type of nutrition in which the organisms, they ingest solid or liquid food particles and then digest them internally to obtain nutrients. Okay. So in holozoic nutrition, what we are doing, the animals or the organism, they ingest the solid or the liquid food particles, and then the body, okay, so that the our digestive tract, so that it gets internally digested and we obtain the nutrients which is required for the energy. So this process, okay, this holozoic nutrition, so there are some steps which are involved. So this process, it involves ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion of nutrients. Okay, so for any living organism or for any organism, for maybe the animals, okay, for the human beings, they require what? We require food. Why we require food? So that we can absorb some good nutrients from that, and from that good nutrients, as our body requires some good nutrients, so this nutrients will support for the growth and energy, okay, whatever the human being require for their living life. So the process of in holozoic nutrition, so these are the steps which are involved: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion of nutrients. Okay, so these are the steps which are involved. So what is egestion? So as we have discussed, what is egestion? So these are the steps. Egestion means what? Animals, they consume the solid food through methods like biting, swallowing, or engulfing. Okay, so what you do? You bite the food, you chew the food, you cut it. Fruits, okay, directly you won't swallow them, right? You chew it. You cut them slowly, then you chew them, right? So that is done by our buccal cavity. So this is called as buccal cavity. Okay, so that we are going to study further. So ingestion, so human beings or animals, so they consume the solid foods through the methods like biting, okay, swallowing, or engulfing. Then next is what? Digestion. So once the food is ingested, once the food is entered through a mouth, the food is broken into simpler components. So as it is a complex food, okay, it is broken into simpler components to mechanical and chemical processes. What is mechanical process? Chewing. Okay, chewing is a mechanical process. You are applying some force. What do you mean by mechanical force? Okay, what do you mean by mechanical process? You are applying some force. Now, if there is a table, I want to move that table. So what you are doing? I'm applying my mechanical power, right? I'm applying my force. So for the food to get broken down into simpler components, what is, we are applying mechanical process. Okay, we are chewing it. We are chewing it through our, okay, and it requires chemical processes. Chemical process means what? When the food is digested. Now, can you now can you just go on eating whole day? Can you just go on eating whole day? Only solid food? No. You require some liquid also in between, right? So now, for the food to get ingested or to get digested from our food, okay, so there are some chemical enzymes which are working, right? So in our mouth, there is an enzyme called salivary glands. So whenever the food is getting broken down, so this saliva is released, okay, and it helps for breaking or making the process more smoother. Okay, so once the food is broken down into simpler components, so it is how it is broken down? Through mechanical and chemical processes. Okay, now mechanical digestion, what it involves the physical actions like chewing, okay, and chemical enzymes, chemical processes means what? It involves the enzymes, as I said, okay, enzymes that breaks down the complex molecules into simple ones. Okay, so this is about digestion. So digestion takes place through mechanical and chemical process. So in this mechanical and chemical process, the food which once is ingested, so it gets broken down into simpler component. Okay, it gets broken down into simpler components. Next is absorption. Okay, after the body, after the food is digestion, okay, after digestion, the smaller nutrients, okay, smaller nutrients such as amino acids, sugars, fatty acids. So these are absorbed into the walls of the digestive system. So after digestion, so once the digestion process is over, so there are some smaller nutrients, okay, like amino acids. So amino acids are nothing but these are the building blocks of proteins. Okay, these are the building blocks of proteins. So these building blocks of protein, so amino acids, then sugar. Okay, so these amino acids, sugars, and fatty acids, these are absorbed into the walls of the digestive system. Okay, so this process is called as absorption. Next is assimilation. Okay, next is what? Assimilation. So the absorbed nutrients, these are transported to cells throughout the body. So once the nutrients are absorbed by a body, what is the next process? The nutrients which are absorbed by the body, it is to be supplied, or it should be transported to the whole body. Okay, in the whole body, our cells are there, right? All the organs, all the cell, okay, all the organs are made up of a cell. So these cell to perform, so all the nutrients so that the organ should perform. Okay, the nutrients should be supplied to all the cells throughout the body. Okay, where they will utilize the energy for production. Okay, for growth, for repair and other essential functions. Okay, so assimilation means what? Whatever the absorbed nutrients are there, okay, which are absorbed in absorption step. Okay, so these nutrients are to be transported to the whole cell. Okay, to the whole cells throughout the body. So this in terms, it is utilized for energy production, okay, for growth, for repairing and other essential functions. Next is egestion. Okay, so whatever the undigested or unabsorbed remains in the body, so it will go as a waste product and it is eliminated from the body to excretion. Okay, so this is egestion. So this is the whole process, okay, of holozoic nutrition, wherein we are injecting, then the our digestive tract is taking uh, part, okay, mechanically and chemically, so that the food which is complex food, it is getting broken down into simpler food. This, okay, from this food, whatever nutrients we get, so that are absorbed by the body. Okay, and this nutrients, okay, which are absorbed by the body, these are to be transported to the whole body. Okay, it is transported to the whole body, to the all the cells, so that it will utilize this energy for different processes. Okay, then whatever the waste remains, okay, whatever the undigested or unabsorbed food materials are remaining, so that will go along with the as a waste products, okay, through the excretion. So these are the steps in holozoic nutrition. Next is egestion of food in different animals. Okay, so how are the different styles, you can say, of eating the food? How human being have their food with the help of hand. Okay, they eat it with the hand, or making use of the spoon, fork, etc. Okay, so human beings, they use hand for the what having the food. Now, how do animals eat? Animals, okay, they bend and they eat with their jaw. Okay, with their jaw directly they eat, right? Now for cat, for example, your cat and dog, how they eat? With the help of their tongue, right? They eat it, they just swallow the food with the help of the tongue. Then even buffalo, okay, buffalo and all, so what they do, they eat everything, they take it by their what do you say, jaw, okay, with the help of the long tongue, and they store it in their midgut here, okay, and later they digest it. Okay, so for when they are what you say, what is that process called? When you take buffaloes for grazing, okay, when you take buffalo for grazing, so when they are grazing the grass, okay, they eat they eat everything, they store it here, and when they are free, Okay, once they are free, they sit in idly or they stand at one place, and then they uh, take it back to the mouth, and then they hog it, or then they chew it. Okay, like this. This is the process in buffaloes, cows, etc. So at the time of grazing, they graze everything, they store it here. Okay, and then they again chew it back, and then they it is sent to the digestive system, like this. Okay, so so different animals, they are having different styles of having the food. Okay, now hydra. Okay, so hydra, just a second. Okay. So the what is that? The ways in which the food is digested or ingested, it is differ. It varies in different organism. Okay, so hydra. So hydra, uh, it uses finger-like projections. So hydra, if you see a hydra, so it has finger-like projections, and it so these finger-like projections, they are called as tentacles. What they are called as? They are called as tentacles. Okay, so these tentacles, they are used for ingesting the food. So hydra, it is something like this. Okay, hydra, I'll draw and show you.
Ma'am?
Okay,
Yeah.
so the hydra, okay, it is like this something.
It is a kind of like amoeba only, right? Hydra. Hello?
So something like this. So they have finger-like projections. So these are called as tentacles. Okay,
Ma'am,
these
I
are
have
called as what? Tentacles. So these tentacles are like our fingers, right? So this is a hydra. So this hydra, it is like a, they are having finger-like projections, and these projections are called as what? Tentacles.
Right.
So these tentacles are what? They are used for ingestion of food. Okay. So this is about the first animal. Okay, about hydra. Then second is our ants. Okay, ants, you know. Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
ants, what they do, they have a special paired jaws. They have a special pair of jaws. So these jaws, which is a part of their mouth, okay, so they are used for biting, okay, biting their food, for chewing their food, then piercing, grinding, and holding the food. So the ants, okay, ants, how they have their food? So ants, they have their food with the help of jaws. Okay, so jaw, it is a part of their mouth. So this is, it helps to have to bite. Okay, so these are the different
Ma'am, can you hear me? Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
okay, so these are the different what you can say, with the help of jaws. So these are the different activities and can do. So it can bite their food, chew, pierce, grind, and hold food. Okay.
Oh, okay. I think it's my problem then. Ma'am, what about now?
Did you connect it through your it will come no join to this network Wi-Fi or audio?
No,
That message came for you
no,
when you are joining to Google no Zoom no. So that time
no.
what you can do in that mute option, it is unmute. Yeah, it is unmute. No, beside that unmute there is a what you can say arrow is there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just see what is there. You do it. Microphone. Select a microphone. It is microphone array,
Hmm.
and down you have to do select a speaker as speaker. Hello, can you hear me now? Speak.
Ma'am?
Ha,
Yes.
yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you. Okay, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, then so ants. Okay, ants they use their jaws. Okay, then next is butterfly. So next is what? Butterfly.
They use their jaw bases.
Just a second. Huh? So next is butterfly. So butterfly, even they use a long tubular mouth part. So they have a long tubular mouth part, and that is called as proboscis. Okay, it is called as proboscis. Then this it is used for sucking the nectar from the flowers. So flowers, they in the flowers, okay, so they have a nectar. So from this nectar, they suck the uh, fruit. Okay, that is nectar. It is called as nectar. So the sweet part. So these butterflies, they have a special part called as proboscis, so which helps to suck the nectar from the flower. So this is their
Yeah.
ingestion part. Next is house flies. Okay, next is house flies. So these house
Ma'am,
flies also.
do bees also like even bees do sucking pollen?
Same. Bees, butterflies, same. Okay, so they
Okay.
also have some mouth part. Okay, special mouth part. So which helps them to suck the nectar from the flowers. Okay, and they build their hive.
Okay.
Next is house flies. So house flies also they have a mouth parts which act as a special mouth parts. Okay, which act as a sponge. Okay, it acts as a
Spawn.
sponge. Okay. Next is your mosquitoes. So mosquitoes also they have
Mouth.
a special mouth parts. Okay, which helps for piercing. You know how they bite. Okay,
Yeah.
so they pierce into the skin and they suck the blood. So they have a special mouth part. Okay.
Yeah.
Then next is frogs and toad. Okay. So they have a long and sticky tongue. So they have a long and sticky tongue, and which helps to catch the insect. So you know that if the frog is here and the insect is somewhere far. Okay, if the insect is somewhere far, so it has that what a
And what's a
tendency.
toad?
Uh,
What's a toad?
Toad is also same like a frog only.
Oh,
Okay, so so these what you say frog. Okay, if they are uh, what you say if they are far also, so they will open their long tongue and they will bite the insect.
yeah.
Okay, so it can just attack it in a short few seconds of time. So frogs and toad they have a long tubular tongue which helps to catch their insect. Okay, to catch a insect.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, next is birds. So you know different birds. Now, if you see crow, okay,
Yeah.
crow has a beak. So different birds they have a beak, and with the help of beak they eat the food. Now crow,
Yeah.
they have a beak. Okay, so small beak. Then you can say your a sparrow. So sparrow also they have a very small beak. So uh, uh, based on their what you can say body feature, or so like that the beak is designed. Okay, now sparrow, the sparrow is very small, right? So if this sparrow is small, then its beak also will be small. So with that small beak, how like with a tiny beak, it can have according to its feature, like that the food it will consume. Okay, small grains, it will take small grains, right? So
Okay.
based on that, now for example your this so the shape of the beak, it depends upon the kind of food they eat. Okay, what kind of food the birds eat, so depending on that the beak is designed. Then eagles and hawk. Okay, eagles, did you see the beak of the eagle? Beagles and hawks. Okay, HAWKS.
Hawks, yeah. Hawks are
Okay,
like a bit like bigger than eagles, right? Like they're dangerous.
yes. Okay, so they are a bit, what you can say, they will be always in the search of what you
Food.
yeah, for prey. Okay, for they, it is called as prey. So
Yeah.
prey is their fruit. Okay, so always they will be so they are also birds only. Okay, it is same like a eagle,
But yeah.
but they are not what you can say, they are not now eagle you can see commonly here. Okay, but
Yeah.
hawks are not found here. Okay, so they are found in some special places like
Like,
that.
then what is Garuda then? They even call something as Garuda. Like only white kind of bald head it has.
Ah.
It makes a lot of noise too.
Hmm. So there are different what you can say, in that also different categories you can see.
Oh.
Okay, so these what you can say eagles and hawks. Okay, they have a they that hunt. Okay, they will hunt, kill the prey, and they have a curved beak. So they will have a curved beak with a hook for tearing the flesh. So with the curved beak, they have a hook so that they can tear the flesh. Okay, then hummingbirds. Okay, hummingbirds. So hummingbirds also they have a long and slender beaks. So they have a long and slender beak that help them in sucking nectar from flowers. Okay. So many birds they have special structure as a part of their stomach called as the gizzard. Okay, which helps to grind
Yeah.
uh okay grind uh and grind and store and other foods during the digestion. Okay, so birds depending upon the shape, okay, or depending upon the size of the bird, the beaks are designed so that the like that the food is consumed by the birds. Okay, so different birds they have different beaks like that. Okay, so this is the ingestion of food in different animals. So different animals they have the ingestion type is different. So when you're talking about snakes, okay, snakes like pythons, they also swallow the whole food. Okay, they don't chew it. If you see
Yeah.
python, okay, python will attack completely first. Okay, he will not chew you, and then he will okay, slowly he will directly eat the whole food. Okay, he will directly swallow the whole food, and later he will sit and chew. Okay, like that. Then some aquatic animals they filter the tiny food particles which are floating in the water and feed on them. Okay, so aquatic animals also, when you drop some food, they are tiny food, right? So when you drop some tiny food on them, okay, on the surface of the water, so they will what they will do, they in the floating water only they will have their food. Okay, and on that only they will feed them. On that
Yeah.
only they are dependent. Okay, so this
Yeah.
is about the ingestion part. Next is heterotopic nutrition in
Nutrition in amoeba.
amoeba. Okay, it is in amoeba.
Amoeba is a bacteria, right?
It is a unicellular organism.
Okay.
Amoeba. Okay. Yes, so amoeba, it is a unicellular organism. Unicellular means what? It has a single cell. Okay, multicellular means it is made up of many cells. So amoeba, it is a unicellular organism which is found in fresh water. So where they are found? They are found in fresh water. Okay. So it feeds on microscopic organism present in the animal. So it depends on a microscopic means what? Those organisms which you cannot see through your naked eyes. Okay, you cannot see. Microscopic means with the help of microscope only you can see or you can detect such organism. So on such organism this amoeba will feed on. Okay.
Yeah.
Then an amoeba, it does not have a well-developed body. So amoeba, they don't have a what you can say, uh, a proper shape. Okay, if I draw, so this is also amoeba. Okay, this is
Okay.
also amoeba. So
Yeah.
this is also amoeba. So they don't have a proper shape. Okay, so
Can amoeba be seen? Like,
it is same like
no, like, can it be seen? Like,
uh,
physically, like, sort of, how are you supposed to see it with a microscope?
maybe it is also yes, you cannot see it. You have to use microscope only because it depends on the food also for a microscopic organism. So you cannot see this amoeba. Okay, it is very what you say, what you call it, it is mobile. It is called as mobility. Means it is very fast. It is very quick. You cannot detect it. Okay, amoeba. You cannot. What you can say? It is amoeba is highly mobile. You can say mobile means what? It is the mobility or it is very fast. Okay, it will just move. Okay, so like that. So amoeba, as it is a unicellular organism, okay, it does not have a proper shape. Okay, then it is present in what it does not have a well-developed body. It has a cell membrane. Okay, so this is a cell membrane. So the outer layer. Okay, so this is a cell membrane. So it has a cell membrane and many small vacuoles. So these are the small vacuoles. So this is called as vacuoles. You can see here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a small vacuole. Small vacuole means what? Empty space. Okay, so they will have small vacuoles in its cytoplasm. What do you mean by cytoplasm? This is the cytoplasm.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
In
that's fine. Yeah.
okay, so this is a cytoplasm means inside the cell membrane. So there is what you can say. Okay, it is made up of these are vacuoles. Okay, these are small vacuoles, and inside these it is a cytoplasm. So cytoplasm means what? It will contain some fluid will be there. Okay, then some small what you can say
Yeah.
nucleus will be there. Okay, cytoplasm, it consists of nucleus. Okay, some different
It's
now
like
in
one cell, right?
it is like cell. Now, this is a singular cell, okay, unicellular cell. Now, when you're talking about a multicellular cell, that is in case of your plant cell and animal cell, okay, okay, so it is made up of a cell membrane. So inside cell membrane, there will be cytoplasm, and in this cytoplasm, what will be there? In this different mm,
Yeah.
this will be there like mitochondria, okay, then Golgi complex. So these are certain, what are they called as? I'm not getting those words. Okay, did you study about plant cell and animal cell?
Yeah, last year we did.
Okay, so what are these called as mitochondria, Golgi complex, which will be there inside
Mitochondria is like called as the
power? Yeah, that I know, but
power house.
what they're called inside the cell means what? Now they are having some specific now mitochondria. Okay, then Golgi complex.
Yeah.
Then there will be a nucleus in the center. Okay,
Yeah.
so these together is called as what? Cytoplasm.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll come to unicellular only. Then, so this is about, okay, if this is amoeba, so it is covered by, so the outer layer, it is a cell membrane. So inside cell membrane, there will be cytoplasm. Okay, and there will be what? There will be a vacuole. Okay, there will be small vacuoles. Then An amoeba constantly changes its shape and position. So they don't have a constant shape and the position. So as I said, it is highly mobile. Mobile means what? It has a high mobility. It will not be at a exact position as okay. So it will always change the position and it will always having a different shape. Okay. Then
Yeah.
amoeba, it moves and captures the food. So if the amoeba, now see here in the first diagram, you can see here. So the amoeba, now suppose the food is somewhere here, okay, and the amoeba is here. So slowly this amoeba will move, okay, slowly it will move and it will attack. See here. So it will open its like this, okay, and it will capture the food. So amoeba, it moves slowly towards the food, okay, maybe like this, and later it will put a what you can say net, okay. Now how we put a trap, so like that the amoeba, it puts the trap to the side of the food. So slowly it captures the food by pushing out many finger-like projection from the outer part of its body, and these are called as pseudopodia. Okay, so
Yeah.
these outer finger-like, this is called as what? It is called as pseudopodia. Okay, pseudopodia. So it is like finger-like. So how the hydra has tentacles. So like this amoeba, they have the finger-like projections, and these finger-like projections are called as what? Pseudopodia. They are called as pseudopodia. Okay. So amoeba, as it sees its food, okay, it slowly moves towards the food and it will capture out. How it will capture? By pushing out its finger, okay, finger-like projection from the outer parts of its body, and it will so the pseudo means what? Pseudo means false. Okay,
Yeah.
pseudo means false and podia means feet.
See.
Okay, so it is called as like a false feet. You can't see them. Now see here in this, can you see the pseudopodia? No. But wet means what? It is not showing off its feet. Okay, now a human being, if you see a human being, you can directly identify its parts of the body. Okay, you can say that it is a head, it is its hands, it is its legs, like that. Okay, but when you see a amoeba, you cannot say what part it is. Okay, so it is having a pseudo feet. Pseudo feet means it is acting as a false feet. Okay, slowly when the food, okay, when it sees the food, it will open its projection. Okay, it will open its projection so that it will acquire or it will capture the food. Okay, so so amoeba, it will move and capture the food by pushing out finger-like projections, which is called as pseudopodia. Pseudopodia means false feet. Okay, when the amoeba false feet.
Okay.
So you are the spelling. Pseudopodia means false feet. Okay. So when the amoeba senses food, okay, when the amoeba senses that the food is near it, okay, it starts extending its pseudopodia. So slowly see here. So you can see this diagram. So in the first, okay, so it has sense. So this is a food particle. So slowly it will extend its pseudopodia around the food particle and it will engulf it. Okay, it will put a trap around it. Okay, it will put a trap around it. So you can see this is engulfing. So slowly it has blocked its way. So it slowly opens it finger-like projection and it will engulf the food material. Okay, so once the food is engulfed, means once the trap, okay, you can see once it is trapped, what it has done, the food, it is taken into the cell. So it is taken into the cell. So it is entered into the cell and it is pushed into the small cavities. As you know, that amoeba, they have a small vacuoles which are empty. So this food particle is pushed into that vacuole, okay, small cavity, which is called as the food vacuole. Okay, so once the food is trapped, so it is pushed into the food vacuole. Then digestive juices are released into the food vacuoles. What happens? Then digestive juices which are there, which they are released into this food vacuoles. Okay, so into this food vacuoles, the digestive enzymes are released. this digestive juices, what they'll do, they will break down the complex food materials or particles into simple substances. So what is the role of this enzymes, digestive enzymes? It will break down the complex food. So it will break down what? The complex food into simpler food, into simpler food. Okay, so this is the role of the enzymes. Okay, that is the digestive juices. So the simpler substances formed are then what will happen? Same. So whatever the simpler substances which are formed, they are absorbed by the cell. Okay, so whatever the simpler food is formed, okay, it is absorbed by the cell. Then whatever it is absorbed, so this is the nutrients which are absorbed from the substances. Okay, so that it is used for its growth, maintenance, and multiplication of amoeba. So this is the process. This is a heterotrophic process. So you can see here. Okay. So whatever, so same here. So what is done? So as so we'll revise once. Okay. So as it sees the food, as it senses the food, slowly it will elongate its pseudopodia. So slowly it will put the trap around it. Okay. And once the food is engulfed, so the food is taken into the empty vacuoles. Okay. And the food is made to enter into the food vacuoles. Okay. Now, in this food vacuole, the digestive enzymes are released, okay, which will help to break down the complex food into simpler food, okay. Now, this simpler substances which are found are absorbed by the cell, which is used for its growth, maintenance, and multiplication, okay. Now, whatever the undigested food is there, so whatever the undigested food is there, that will be expelled out of the cell by the vacuum. So whatever is required by the seer, whatever is required, it is taken by the amoeba, or it is taken by the cell, and whatever is unwanted, it is thrown. You can see it is thrown uh in the last figure, in figure number 5. So first, so these two are what? These processes are so same as the steps are involved in your human beings, that is ingestion. So the first two diagrams, they refer your ingestion. Then the second, okay, these two refer the digestion part. Okay, and this third, it is absorption. What is done? The food, the simple food materials, it is absorbed by the body, so that it helps for further growth, maintenance, and multiplication. Okay, then this is further assimilation. Assimilation means what? Whatever is been absorbed by the uh, body, okay, at a particular site, so it is distributed to the complete complete amoeba. So the whatever the nutrients are absorbed, it is assimilated, it is transported to every cell, okay, like that. And last is what? Egestion. Whatever the unwanted food is there, that is been thrown out, it is being thrown out by the amoeba. So this is the steps which are involved. So undigested food, whatever is there, it is expelled out of the cell by the vacuole. So whatever the empty space is there, so from this empty space, it is thrown out. Okay. Okay. So there are some questions, okay, in the form of fill in the blanks. So I'll ask you, so you tell me. So the process of breaking down complex food into simpler soluble forms is called as what? So the process of breaking down complex food into simpler food. Okay. What is this called as?
Heterotrophic nutrition. Oh wait, digestion. Sorry, digestion.
Digestion. Okay. It is called as what? It is called as digestion. So in digestion, what is happening? It is breaking down your complex food into simpler. Next is undigested food is removed from the body of an organism by a process which is called as
Digestion.
egestion. Okay. Next one, during digestion in birds, seeds are ground in a part of stomach which is called as?
What? Like, can you repeat the question?
During digestion in birds, okay. So seeds, whatever they eat the seeds, so they are ground in a part of a stomach. What is that part of the stomach called as?
Large gizzard, sir.
Gizzard. Okay, it is gizzard. This is in animals. Okay, sorry, in
Oh,
birds. Okay.
birds.
Then amoeba uses dash to engulf food. What it uses to trap the food?
Wait, like, can you like tell it
Am,
again?
amoeba uses dash, okay, to engulf food. Engulf means to trap its food. What it uses?
Pseudopodia.
Pseudopodia. Yes, it uses pseudopodia.
Pseudopodia.
Okay, you have written wrong. Okay, in your this you check later.
Yeah,
A butterfly.
yeah.
A butterfly uses a tubular structure which is called a dash to suck nectar from flowers. So what is the special part of butterfly called as?
Yeah, this tongue. What tongue?
Proboscis.
Proboscis, yeah.
Okay, it is
Proboscis.
called as proboscis.
Yeah,
Fine. So
I get confused between gizzards and proboscis sometimes.
yes, so these are the things which we have studied today. So in the next class, we'll see nutrition in humans. Okay, we'll see nutrition in humans. Then I think nutrition in humans is there, and one more, digestion in grass-eating animals. Okay, only this much is there for you. Okay, so next class we'll see nutrition in animals. Sorry, humans. Any doubts?
No.
Okay then. We will end here if there are no doubts.
No.
Okay then. So I shall end the session.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we'll meet in the next class. Okay. So we'll meet in the next class. I'll continue with nutrition in humans. Okay then. Chalo. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.